Hey, everybody, welcome to the Dean Blundell Show at deanblundell.com. My name is Dean, which is awesome. It's also the name of the program. Anyway, thanks for joining us live on YouTube, DeanTube, Periscope, Twitch TV as well, Dean Blundell TV on Twitch, and wherever you get your fine podcasts, Apple, Spotify, etc. And, of course, brought to you by our friends at Owners Box Weekly Fantasy Sports. Sign up for your Owners Box account. Get up to $100 deposit dough today. I love playing fantasy sports, and I know you do. Owners Box is your premier weekly fantasy sports platform. Free to sign up, fully customizable, self-contained. You can play for free or real money. And if you put $100 in, they'll bonus you another $100. So you get $200 instead of $100 because they want to bonus you. It's free money. Owners Box matches that deposit. Make Sundays great again. Sign up at ownersbox.com today. Blue Microphones, the official mic of the DeanBlundell.com network, sponsors of the show pod contest. We're going to pick one lucky podcast to join our network. Lucky? I think not. Anyway, they're all lucky because they're going to get some Blue microphone equipment. They're going to get a mic stand, Blue Yeti X, also get a pair of these headphones, which I love so much. And all you got to do is sign up, leave us a link to your website, your podcast. We'll check it out, and we'll get in touch with you. Head over to deanblundell.com for more information on the Blue mics. Show us your mic. Show us your pod. Link, enter now. And Gitch, the show today brought to you by our friends at Ed's Fine Imports and Gitch, the #1 luxury underwear on the planet. If you need to shop for dad or someone who identifies as male who loves luxury boxer briefs, order 3 pairs of the world's greatest boxer briefs and get the 4th for free when you use promo code GITCH3 at edsfineimports.com. Again, GITCH3, the number 3, your promo code, 4 pairs of luxury boxer briefs, comfy built-in sling bag for your nutsack at edsfineimports.com. Until I figure out exactly what I'm doing with the show, and I think I better be honest off the hop here because I find that to be valuable, is that I haven't, up until now, I mean, just as far as tech, put a ton of effort into any of these podcasts. Like zero. And from a planning perspective. And it's only because I fucking can't bring myself to do it. And I couldn't until today. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm really lost in this fucking crazy world sometimes when it comes to doing podcasts as opposed to radio shows, because radio shows gross me right the fuck out. They have for a long time, which is why I won't do it anymore. I still think that it's a great medium and I love it. And we'll get to it in some of the job losses in the traditional media world this week. But bottom line is I haven't had to do a ton of work, but I wanted to do some work for this podcast. And the reason why I wanted to is because I'm joined by our next guests who were longtime morning show hosts in the city of Toronto, radio legends in the city of Toronto. JJ and Mel from formerly of Flow 93.5. Is that right? Am I getting that right? 93.5? Yeah. I get it confused with 95.3 all the time because there's another
Same
one.
Numbers.
There's another one that played like soccer mom music that was like 95.3, and then there was you guys that were banging out the hits, banging out the rap hits, the solely rap hits. So I want to apologize if I get that wrong, and apparently I didn't, and I've just over-explained it anyway.
You got it.
How are you guys? This is awesome. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. When was the last time we actually, because we met once or twice. Is that true, JJ? I think your memories probably is a lot better than mine.
Yeah. So I actually did a really quick stint at the Edge in 2002, and you had just started. Mm-hmm. When did you start at the Edge?
2001, April 23rd, 2001. I think.
Not that you're keeping track.
No.
Yeah, and you called to. You're like very friendly. You called to. Well, I was doing the weekends. Vishna had just left, and I was taking her role. I don't know if you remember Vishna.
I do. Yeah, one of the greatest announcers of all time.
Gorgeous voice.
Well, yes, but she had a habit of overdoing it. Like she would forget where she was sometimes. Like she asked Gordy Johnson of Big Sugar once. Still one of my all-time favorites. She was interviewing him on the air, and she's like, and Gordy was going to go to the Blue Jays game and do the national anthem, and he was coming on to talk about it, right? So stopped in the studio, talked to Vishna, and she's like, so what song are you doing tonight at the Blue Jays game? And he goes, well, the Canadian national anthem. And she goes, and tell me about that song. And then another time she was like, she called.
That might have been something that I would have said, just out of sheer nervousness. Like, tell me about the anthem. How do you feel? Is your heart glowing? Let me know.
Yeah.
I feel nervous. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was like an hourly thing. So I but she was great. She was nice, wonderful, and I think remember giving you a call. But
you did. You called me and welcomed me. It was very nice. I was very nervous.
Before the show?
Before and during the show, I was nervous.
Why?
I come from, pop music,
Mm-hmm.
and Energy 108 out of Hamilton, Burlington,
Mm-hmm.
To the Edge, and I can't remember who the PD was or the APD.
Pharaoh.
Neil Mann.
Yeah.
Neil Mann.
Chewed his fingernails right off.
What's that?
Chewed his fingernails right off.
Did he? Yeah. Well, he was there trying to encourage me, and it was just like, dude, you gotta back off. You're making me nervous. And then you called, and then he left, and you called, and you were very encouraging and welcoming, and you talked about you being a new guy and what it's, how you were related to, that, and how I was the new guy. And then like 2 months later, I left, so it didn't last long. And then I bumped into you at the liquor store once.
Yes.
Loblaws.
Yeah. Mel, imagine meeting me at the liquor store at Loblaws.
Yeah. Back in the good old days.
Yeah, and I remember because you came up to me and you introduced yourself to me, and I was like, yeah, great to see you, great to meet you. And I remember that because we were in that little liquor store kiosk that they had at the corner of the Loblaws at Queens Quay. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how long you guys were there, because how long were you at Flow for? Do you call it Flow or the Flow?
Flow.
It was Flow.
Is it still the Flow?
It's Flow again.
Oh.
It wasn't the Flow.
Okay.
Flow. It was never the Flow.
It was never the Flow.
Flow, and then the Move, and now it's Flow again.
What a fucking garbage name for a radio station. The Flow.
Which one?
Did you feel weird saying it at all? Did you? Did you feel weird doing the call letters?
I liked Flow.
Yeah,
I did. I just felt like there was a great legacy.
Yeah.
With behind that name, and then when they changed to the Move, I was like, "What? This is a huge mistake." And clearly, it was, because now they're back to Flow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were there for down there on Yonge Street, because I'd wave at you in the morning.
Yeah.
We were at that spot for 6 years, Mel?
Something like 6 years?
Yeah, I think about that. Yeah.
Were you guys up on top of Pier 1? It was Pier 1 at the time. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that. Yeah. Did you ever see anything weird happen at our studios? You guys ever look down and go, what the fuck are those losers doing?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably a number. I don't remember a lot of that. I remember looking over going, man, those studios are so beautiful. We didn't quite have the same studios there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, they weren't as nice.
Yeah, that was weird. It was a weird time. It was like such a fucking competitive time in radio too, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
We weren't even allowed, it was so weird. I was saying, we said this on our episode last night, just that we were going to be chatting with you. And to me, it's, I love that we can publicly, be friends, say hello, support each other on social media, where before, back in the day, even though we weren't hitting the same demographic, there was this, you don't even whisper their name.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much competition.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice that it's not like that anymore. But
that mostly happened when we went corporate, when we started working for CTV and Bell Media. That's when we weren't allowed to say anybody's name, and they were encouraging us to not be friends with other announcers from other stations on Twitter and Facebook. And
you were told that? You were told you couldn't be friends with any other radio people? That's fucking awesome.
Nobody
we were
bought
encouraged. We were encouraged not to.
What do you mean? What do they say when they tell you who you can and can't interact with on Twitter?
Just that.
It was
kind of
like,
what did they say?
Don't support it. Just don't support it kind of thing. You're showing support to someone else. I can't remember how it went exactly.
They used the Chevy Ford analogy. They always used the Chevy Ford analogy.
Why is that? Why always with the Chevy and Ford analogy?
I don't know. So it was a
why not Coke and Pepsi? Why not Coke and Pepsi?
I don't know.
Yeah.
because it was all Americans over there at in that building, in the Chum building, so
Mhm.
they related to cars.
I guess. I've never, you know what? It's funny because that time was such a fucking competitive time. And I never, and I think this may have earned me a bit of a reputation, but I would sewer any other radio show in the city if it helped me. I would,
Mhm.
I would, and poor Mad Dog, who I'm friends with now, I absolutely eviscerated that guy for 10 to 15 years. And then when I was done in radio and I walked into a hallway with him in it, I'm like, okay, now fuck, there you go, hotshot. Go introduce yourself to this guy that has a job. Like,
Mhm.
like to go and do that. And it was funny because I still feel the same way. Like I still feel like I didn't get up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning to lose. Does
Right.
that make sense? You guys
Mhm.
did a morning show as well. And I always appreciated good people in those positions. But and if I saw you at a club or I saw you at a part, I wasn't much of a club guy. If I was geared down. So you probably wouldn't have meant anything anyway. But
Mhm.
um, if if I knew now what I didn't know then, and I know what I know now, I would do the exact same fucking thing.
Hmm.
Would you really?
Oh yeah, but not as
Mm.
mean. Like I wouldn't be as terse and shitty about it. But
Mhm.
there was back then, and there still is to some extent, because I do it with guys like Steve Simmons and Bruce Arthur, and generally just disgusting people that I don't like. And only people that deserve it. Like there's a deserved thing with me now,
Mhm.
where back then there wasn't. I used to make jokes about everybody, didn't care about their sexuality, didn't care about where they're from, didn't care about their color. I thought everybody could take a joke. I didn't consider history. I didn't consider life. I didn't consider, what everybody else went through. So and to some extent I still don't care, but I only don't care about those people that deserve it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Is
I'm
that
wondering if you ever came after us and we didn't know it.
I don't think so. No, I wouldn't.
No, we weren't even on the radar, JJ.
No, I suppose not.
What do you mean? Of course you were.
I'm
Well, I don't
pretty
know.
sure our names were never dropped in any meetings over across the street at the Edge.
No, but we never met about that kind of stuff. It would just come out.
Mm.
No.
Like it would just be one of those things where I would get a tweet from someone saying, "Hey, this guy stole a bit you did the day before. Remember we used to do bits? Remember bits? Let's do a bit.
I'm still doing bits, Dean.
Are you doing bits?
Still on the air.
Are you? Yeah, that's right. We'll get to that in a second. But
Not nearly as cheese as it used to be, though.
it's not.
I don't think so. I think the world of podcasting has changed how well, I'm speaking for myself. I think the world of podcasting has changed my approach on the air. It's more relaxed, it's a little calmer.
Mhm.
Back in the day it was pretty rigid.
Mhm.
I think JJ you can speak to that. I mean, I felt like very planned and, but it's not like that anymore.
I never felt planned. And maybe that's why we got along so well. Is that's our chemistry was that I always felt like where I was flying by the seat of my pants, and Melanie, she was kind of the keel of the whole
Mhm.
thing, kind of keeping everything steady. So
Did you
go
sorry.
ahead.
No, go ahead. Continue.
I was just gonna say we never did it. We never and it's probably because we would get eviscerated. We never went after anybody. We never, had any enemies. I know Mad Dog, and I would never bring up your name. I would never bring up any other jock's name. I don't know. And I still feel like we had that fighting spirit. I just felt like our fight was to just do our own thing. People would always encourage us to listen. I think I've talked to you about this, to listen to other radio. And I was like, I don't want to listen to other radio.
Mm.
I want to do our thing. And hopefully, people will start to like it and be endeared to it. And I think they were.
How long were you guys there for at the Flow? Oh, sorry, Flow. Pardon me.
10 years.
10 years. Yeah.
Holy fuck. You guys were
Just
there
short
for
of 10 years.
a
Yeah.
long time. Was it
Mhm.
was it the definitive time in your work life?
I would say
Yeah.
yes for me. Yeah.
Why?
I mean, obviously the longevity of that morning show and the connection with JJ. I mean, like that's, it's like you gotta find something with someone when you're doing radio with a co-host. And I think we had something special, you know, and
We got a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did a lot
Unfiltered
of-
with JJ and Mel, by the
Yeah.
way, which you can download at Spotify, iTunes, etc. You can get it at deanblundell.com, and it's fucking awesome, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, I mean it.
We have a lot of fun.
It's really, really good. Like if you put that on the radio anywhere, it would be huge because it's actually probably what you guys enjoy doing.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. It's completely different. But JJ and I did a lot of growing too through those years, right? Like I look back on it now and I was like, fuck, I feel like I was so young to be on the air. Like
Mhm.
I just, I made so many mistakes personally. JJ and I went through a lot of things together.
Yeah.
So it was a huge time. I mean, it's the
Like
prime
what?
10 years.
Like what? What did you guys go through that you're willing to share with me?
Well, I was a bit bossy.
Were you bossy?
I love my bossy.
Talk about the day I quit on the air.
You quit on the air? I didn't fucking know that. Are you okay there,
Yeah.
Mel? You gonna be all
Yeah.
right?
I'm just my girls.
Do you want to adjust?
You want to
I'm
just?
sorry. I'm trying. Fuck, I am so sick of being on video all the time. We've talked about it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
And I can see myself and my boobs are falling out.
Yeah.
Gained a few pounds. They're a little bigger than my bra can manage.
Now, are you just?
I'm
Are you?
distracted by my own.
Are you stating fact or are you trolling? Because I've just learned about this too. When people say stuff to troll, like my boobs are bigger now, so ha. Is that a troll or is that
No.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I'm not trolling myself. No.
No, it's not. It's
true.
not yourself. It's other people. It's other guys.
Yeah. No.
Sorry. Back to what you were talking about before you started.
Were the boobs interrupted?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Where you had
The ladies.
It's a thing.
an explosion. What are some things that you went through, like hard shit that you guys went through together? Obviously, which is the stuff that forges morning shows or on air people for a long period of time. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We went through 5 different management changes over the course of the 9, almost 10 years we were together. Really different personalities, different approaches to radio. I quit. First of all, I quit on air and then came back the next day. But then I left in 2010 for 10 months, and that was a big mistake. And then got rehired again. So those types of things kind of, we didn't not like each other is an overstatement. It's not the right words, but we definitely, there was a lot of friction in the early days, personality clashes. But as I've said numerous times, there was definitely a love-hate there, and there was definitely a lot of potential for some great chemistry. And we worked through it, through our ups and downs. When you're put in the struggle, when you're put in the suck, you create camaraderie and a team. Like when you're at war, right? Not comparing it to war, but I am comparing it to war.
yeah. Well, it's the only right. It's the only war that we know. It's a pretty big word. But that's what you go through. I had no idea that you quit on air. That's a fucking boss
Dude,
move.
he walked out on me.
Why?
He fucking walked out on me.
What happened?
Oh, I don't know. I was telling him what to do again. It was one of those hard days. I can't remember.
No, you don't say I don't remember. That's what someone says.
I really don't. I don't
who's
remember
guilty
the
of doing
details.
whatever it was that led to whatever happened. That's
I
someone.
don't remember the details. I remember
JJ does. JJ's dying to tell me the
Are
details.
you don't remember the
For sure
details,
he is.
JJ?
How could I not remember the day I quit and walked out? Long story short,
Fuck, here we go.
Yes, conflict.
somebody in the room was being bossy. She said it already. He was being a little bit bossy and
About
about content or production or whatever it was, which
something probably wasn't good enough for me on the air.
Perhaps. And I think that there were young interns also in the room. And I
don't remember.
Yeah, I think that was the thing. And I'm like, fuck this. Fuck this. And I recall standing up, flipping over a chair, kicking over a box, and walking out. And it was like totally not me, but it was like
Oh God.
I was pushed to my limits. And listen, we're over this. This is obviously something we can laugh about now.
Hang on. I'm not done with it. Mel.
So embarrassing.
2008. It was so long ago. It was so long ago.
I want to die.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
And then Mel chased me out to the street.
Told you
and
come
I'm
back.
like, fuck you. It's over. I quit. And I called the boss because it was still early, and his answering machine picked up, and I'm like, I'm done. I've had it. And she starts to cry, and I'm getting mad, and I start walking home, and she.
I don't think I cried.
Shut up. I recall you crying. I recall tears. And then
that was for dramatic effect to get you back. Yeah.
It was a card you were playing.
Yeah.
Fucking worse.
So you chased me up Young Street, and I'm pretty sure you guys were watching because we were standing outside Pier 1 yelling at each other.
Was it in the winter?
No, it was summer.
Oh, well, no, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I just remember,
Okay.
I think I would see Mel walk into the studio like literally 3 seconds before 6. And she would be wearing like this winter like fluffy hood. Was it white?
Yeah.
Were you wearing a white coat, like winter coat that was like totally not winter appropriate?
Yeah, probably.
Neither were some of your clothes.
Sounds about
but
right.
None of us complained. We just kept watching you walk into work.
Hey, you know, we've both grown since those times. I don't want to paint my friend out to be like this like evil person and bossy person, and we both had our quirks and our issues, and it was the first few years of us being together.
Right.
In fact, when I got hired, I was the board op for her show, the producer for her show, and she was on with another guy, and they got rid of him and kind of moved me into the co-host position. So she, at that point, she was probably used to barking orders at me because that was my role at the time. Is that safe to say? Was that fair? Is that a fair thing? I don't want to.
Yeah, like the thing is, again, I mean, I've grown since then, but
absolutely,
I came from a situation where I had spent 4 years with a previous morning show, and it was my first gig in radio was mornings. Like I was on Z first out of Humber College. That was my first gig. And, learning from those co-hosts, it was a little bit harder times, and there was very high expectations.
What does that mean? Harder times? Something you're like, I see your face. This is the part you said I hate doing fucking video. I fucking love video because I can see your face. You're going like this. This is what you're doing, and I can read everybody like a book. You're going. It was harder times.
Well, I mean, I don't really, I don't spend time on that. I don't want to talk about it. Actually.
Okay. Well, I've been told. Thank you.
Yeah. But it's there was some lessons I think learned there, but I also felt that I picked up some of the ways that I don't know how to like what JJ said, to bark orders or whatever. I kind of felt like that was normal, and until JJ was like, dude, I'm done with this. It's like when you're in a bad relationship where a guy's telling you what to do or you're telling him what to do, and you're like, that one person decides that's it, and like you can't do this anymore, it's over, and you have a heart attack, and you're like, shit, I gotta change. Like this isn't gonna work. Was
that the impetus for the change in your relationship? Do you think?
I think so. I think after that, I mean, I still had moments. We both had moments, but
sure.
I think that was like, shit, I don't want to lose this person, you know? So.
I will say this.
JJ,
First,
I didn't want to lose you.
I will say this is that I think there's something to be said about what you said about taking your habits by working for different people. You got trained in that capacity. But I also think there's something to be said for the fact that we were all really fucking young and stupid and hot tempered, and
for sure.
And you grow up and you learn, and it doesn't need to be an excuse anymore, right? Listen, would I take a million things I said to people? I laugh because it's like I think about some of the shit that I said to people that piss me off or punching holes in walls on the way to the bathroom in the back because the timing on the post wasn't perfect, like that kind of shit. And I think, why the fuck? What did you? What entitlement? Where did you think you came from at any point in time that you could do any of that? That
Mhm.
came with this privilege that you were given to be able to do a show like that. So you know,
Yeah.
it's interesting because when life kicks you in the nuts, you can either choose to learn from how much it hurt and try to avoid those situations again, or you can just keep getting kicked in the genitals. I guess I just choose not to anymore. But I
Yeah.
think that's the beauty of age, right? You know, that's the beauty with time. That's the beauty of
That's totally.
of
Yeah.
growing up. Yeah.
I mean, you have to go through those things to learn. You can't go through. You have to go through them to learn lessons.
Yeah.
Period. Right.
Mhm.
Why were you punching walls? You were punching walls?
I did it all. I did it all.
Oh my
I
god.
had some of the most epic meltdowns, but I would never let anybody see it unless I was trying to prove a point. And yes, punched holes in walls, ripped doors off of handles, lots of dumb shit. Rarely at work. Rarely at work. But we had this fucking fire alarm in the studio. And because we were in the Eaton Center, if the fire alarm, when they would test it at like 7:30 in the morning when we're killing a break, and all you would hear is emergency, emergency,
shit.
emergency. There's a fire. There's a fire. Exit the building. And it was like fucking nonstop. And then when that wasn't going on, it was woo, woo, woo. So we literally had to stop these breaks in the middle of it. And this went on for like 2 years. And so finally, I brought a sledgehammer in from home. Just a little handheld sledgehammer. And I kept it under my desk. And I said, the next time that fucking thing goes off, I'm going to beat the shit out of it. And sure enough, it went off one morning. And live on the air, I took a hammer to it and we recorded the whole thing. And then it was over. And then we got fined like 50 grand by the Eaton Center for destroying me.
Yeah.
But, you know, the great part about that whole experience was because our show was so huge, they were like, don't worry about it.
It's fine. Yeah. Yeah.
Holes in the walls, don't worry about it. But embarrassing nonetheless. Like, if you know, there are things that are important, those things are fucking not important. You realize the importance of life when you go through life. So when did you guys, what have you been doing? How long have you been gone from Flow?
This is, I think, 4 years for me. It's 4 years.
Yeah, like 3 for me, 2
for you,
2.5, something like that.
3 for you,
Maybe
JJ.
3. Yeah.
And did you quit? Did you guys quit, or because I am not familiar with that, or were you both let go?
I was let go almost a year before JJ, right?
Yeah. And then they stuck me with a new co-host, and that wasn't happening. And I think it was just their way of covertly transitioning away from JJ and Melanie by at least keeping JJ, and then bringing in another co-host, and then 86ing me out the back door and bringing in who they really wanted. And that's who's there now. That's just a theory, but I don't know. It kind of really works.
I don't think they have a morning show there now, though. Do they? I don't think they do.
Unless somebody got fired in all the firings that happened yesterday. But yeah, they do. They had like the show from the States. They had a syndicated show,
and that sucked.
And it didn't work. I mean, Toronto has a vibrant hip hop scene. What do you want a New York hip hop morning show? Pop station. So I think they tried that and didn't work, and they had put the morning show in the afternoon, and now they're back in the morning. As far as I know, I don't listen. So
I don't know if it's good or bad that I have absolutely no fucking idea what's going on in radio, other than I don't know if you guys heard, it was like 100 people got fired from Rogers yesterday, and then Bell gassed a whole bunch of morning shows, and the station that I worked at in Windsor, which was I could not fucking believe it. It was yesterday. I get a note from a friend of mine. He's like, "Hey, listen, just so you know, 89X is like shutting down. They're just turning the whole thing off and then putting a bunch of country music on the next day." And so one of the guys that works with us, name's Mark McKenzie. He was doing mornings at 89X at the time. He's got a podcast here called the Mark and Hookie Podcast, and it's fucking great. And I'm going to talk to him tonight. But that is the way radio's going, and I don't want to crap on Mel's livelihood, because you're still on the radio and you do a fantastic job up in Barrie with this guy named Chris, and you're still by far one of the best announcers on the radio without question. But do you have, being in the business does that kind of stuff, do you go, like,
Actually, Chris is the one who told me about everything. My current co-host. I don't pay attention anymore. I don't. I really don't. I mean, obviously, news of that magnitude, 100 people across Canada, eventually was going to come to me, but I don't really pay attention. But it's sad. I mean, shit. Like, it's tough to see our industry going through. My industry. JJ's still in radio as well. I mean, obviously, a little different, but like, it's sad to see. You don't want to see anybody lose their gigs, and especially people who are still like super passionate about radio. You know, I still love the medium, but am I as passionate as I was before? I'm not sure. Like, you know, I've changed a lot, and but there are so many people who still are, and it's sad to see them losing their gigs, and like right before Christmas, and like, it sucks.
That's the real motherfucker. Can I say motherfucker?
Yeah, fuck yeah, fuck.
That's the real motherfucker about radio, is the amount of loyalty they demand, yet they never reciprocate, like not even close. And yeah, just like we're humans on this side. Yeah, personalities, and we come off like cartoons sometimes, but like, for human beings, and it's just us, the shittiest of the shit part of this industry, and it keeps getting worse. Like, it used to be, I can, last for, I got 4 years. You know what I mean? That was actually, it used to be like, this is my career now, and then it went to like 8 years, and then kind of 4 years, and now it seems like 6 to 9 months the axe starts swinging. Does that sound accurate?
At radio stations? Yeah,
like you're ducking every 6 to 9 months, like, oh fuck, here it comes again.
Yeah, the start of each fiscal, right? Depending on when a company's fiscal is. Some is in September, some obviously Jan 1 with the start of the new year. But that's really when it depends. You see the mass firings in companies in radio where their fiscal started in September 1st, and that was, the Rogers of the world. But, I will give credit as much as it sucks. And I don't know that this is a conversation that's really fucking exciting for people. But as much as it sucks, if you're in radio now and you're listening to this or you're watching this, none of this was your fault. This is the weirdest, shittiest fucking time in the history of traditional media. Have they done it to themselves from a personal perspective? Fuck, totally they have. Radio has this history of treating human beings like absolute shit, almost to the point where they don't exist after the effort that you put in for 10, 12, 15 years, where they just wipe you from the history and the annals of everything you've ever done. So that's another whole separate story. And that'll happen here too, right? Because they need to protect whatever investments they have. And so they don't want other people coming back to take any of their stuff, whatever is left. Radio is so fucked right now. And I read a report. It's called Tram Report. You guys know what Tram Reports are? Sales reports. I'm into that stuff. I'm a nerd. Radio sales in Toronto are off by 55%. 55%. When I say off, I mean that way. That off. So and on top of it, they've been losing. So has TV. Print is finished, but they've been losing 5 to 10% on their evaluation and in their revenue generation world for the last 10 years, year over year. So combine that to the 55% losses. This is not a business that can operate on any less than like 30% margins either. I know I'm speaking financial terms, but my point is this, is that the pandemic has resulted in absolutely no ratings periods for anybody, unless you're in a few big markets. So you get no ratings. You can't sell anything if you don't have ratings. Plus tuning is off like 70%. And that's no fault of the people that got fired. Do you know what I mean? That's no fault of the individuals who lost their jobs who do morning shows. It's no fault to the program directors and the copywriters and the news crews and all these different people that have had their lives completely fucking upended. The great part is that I and other people like you guys are living proof. There's lots of hope. There's lots of work. But it's still a fucking struggle for a lot of people because that's their identity. It's more than just a job in radio, is it not? Because you love it so much, JJ and Mel, it's your fucking identity.
Of course.
Yeah. One of them at least.
Yeah.
One of my identities.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, yeah, I think that firing, well, like all of that. I mean, obviously, like you said, it's a big result of COVID and the times we're in. But also, I mean, almost all of the companies are downsizing regardless. You're getting, morning shows now that are syndicated across Canada, and it's
They're
just
shit. That's the
it's
thing, is that they've like, if and I mean this from the bottom of my fucking heart, because I've listened to you guys, I've watched you guys, I know you a little bit. If they took you two, if a radio station took both of you and said, we want you to do a morning show, and we want it to be a digitally focused morning show because you guys have big social followings, you understand how to do content, you bridge the gap from fucking digital into your world, you'd be huge because you're good at your jobs. The people that are being fired because radio couldn't pay good people to do those jobs were being paid very little.
Yeah.
And the great part is, I don't know if they've ever, tell me if you've heard this radio before. This is fucking one of my greatest sayings of all time. One of my favorites of all time. If you don't like it, there's a lineup outside that door.
Oh.
Fuck. Dude.
Somebody else wants to be in your chair.
If you don't like it,
yeah,
there's a whole bunch of people standing outside that'll do your job for free.
That's right.
So you're a 50% pay cut. Enjoy it. At least
but the thing is,
30 kids at Humber who want your job.
But the reality is, there is 30 kids at Humber that want your gig.
Well, can they do it?
I mean, can they do it? That's a different question. But there are people who are chomping at the bit to get in the door.
No, Mel, they fucking can't. JJ, they can't. None of them can. We're watching it happen. Like, that's yes, there are people going. And by the way, if you're going to fucking radio school or television school, stop. Completely fucking stop. Go learn how to do WordPress and how to fucking upload a podcast, and go get yourself a fucking microphone. Honest to Christ, stop. It's a diminishing industry. Nothing you could learn in that industry exists anymore. They don't even have the fucking cameras that they are teaching people to use in school, in radio. Stop. But the other thing is that every single person, and I know this to be true because I've lived it and I've talked to people that have been in this industry, is every single person that's in that job now, not every one of them, a lot of them know that they're highly under fucking qualified to do it. So they fail. And then they recycle another show, and then they bring in an American morning show, and then they move those guys to afternoons, and they bring them back in the morning, or they fire a morning show at the Edge every 6 to 9 months. It's because they can't find people to do it because they're shit at it. That's and I hate to fucking, like, I'm no great shake, but but I can tell you this is that all of us could go into those radio stations tomorrow and do a significantly better job and get them the fucking ratings that they deserve and that they're asking for, if you do it digitally first and if you do it with good people. That's my theory.
Yeah.
But no one's listening anymore. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of students and radio people probably tuning in right now.
I
know I do when there's a radio person on.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's Dean Blundell too. I mean, Dean, you got to remember that. Like, to me, you were, even to us back in the day. I know for myself, it was like, shit, that's Dean Blundell. Like, this show's so fucking big, and like, oh my god, So for sure, students watch.
Good. I hope they do, and none of that means anything. You can see it's gone. All of it's gone. So what can you create today?
I don't think it's completely gone. I think there's still hope, and I don't know.
Show me. Show me right now. I'll watch. I'll fucking listen. I would love to be wrong. I really would. But Mel, there you go again. Hey, just don't laugh too much. No, it's done. Which is why people do stuff like this. JJ and Mel are our guests. Unfiltered with JJ and Melanie is the name of the podcast. And it's terrific. Radio legends in the city of Toronto. What I wanted to do before we say goodbye to you guys is I've got a comedian named Chris Trew, and I've got another guy named Brent Donnelly. They're going to join us in just a second. We're going to play a game called Hot Take Tournament. So we're going to do some radio here. Do you guys remember how to do that? You going to be all right?
Barely. I think we can do it.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to do that coming up in a second. It's a Hot Take Tournament next at deanblundell.com. All right, welcome back to the DeanBlundell.com podcast, Dean Blundell Show. Hi, my name's Dean. Again, it's just so tired of saying it. JJ and Mel had a great segment with them. Fucking great people. They stuck around, which is even nicer because we want to do something. Please welcome to the program from the Breton on Tour podcast, Mr. Brent Donnelly, ladies and gentlemen. Breton on Tour podcast, Brent Donnelly, and comedian to the stars, New Orleans native, man among men, Mr. Chris Trew from Good Morning Gamble. How you doing, buddy? Podcast at DeanBlundell.com. Good morning again.
I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Dude, you look good today. You look like you're ready to go. You've got a fucking really sweet headband on. You're ready to chew it up. Let's do this. We're doing something called the Hot Take Tournament. Now, I want to explain to everybody real quick. Chris is going to be in charge of this. He's going to really quickly go over this. We've kind of been briefed a little bit, so it won't take long. This is something new to DeanBlundell.com, courtesy of our friend Chris Trew. So, Chris, take it away. What is the Hot Take Tourney?
Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of hot takes. If you haven't, you know what they are. It's a piece of deliberately provocative commentary. Maybe it's done because people are short on time. Maybe it's because something got them really damn heated. Or maybe it's coming from the heart. It's something truthful. But regardless, a hot take is something that is deliberately provocative, something that you may not even truly believe, but you are trying to make a point. In the Hot Take Tournament, we are giving points for making points. This is a game show, which is the sport and art of conversation. My name is Chris Trew. I am the host of the Hot Take Tournament, and I am pleased to be bringing it to DeanBlundell.com and the family here. The way it's going to go down, we have 4 guests. By the end of the show, by the end of the tournament, it'll be whittled down to 1, the Hot Take champion. But these four guests, they have to get through a grueling round of topics. Everyone gets 1 minute to spew their fireest take on whatever topic I give them. They have up to a minute. I'm going to give away some points. There's going to be eliminations. There's going to be a jury. You know what? Let's just jump into who our contestants are. Let's get to know them a little bit, and then I will kick off the show formally. So, Dean, let's start off with you right now. This is your show. This is your platform. We are in your home right now. Why don't you just briefly, what is your favorite hot take of all time?
How we doing?
Go ahead, Dean.
Fuck you guys. Okay, so it's not my fault. It's tech. It's just tech.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the world of audio. Dean, why don't you just share?
I'm Dean. My favorite hot take of all time is how guys have to put the seat back down when we're done. That is total bullshit. Listen, equality being what it is, that seat stays up or stays down. Just stop fucking complaining. Doesn't matter to me. If it's up, it's up. Just like women can put the seat down for guys or up for us when they're done. It's part and parcel of why we all dislike each other so much, and it drives me crazy. Men and women need to come together around the fucking toilet seat.
Thank you so much, Dean. Welcome to the show. That is Dean Blundell, contestant number 1. Contestant number 2, let's welcome to the program Mel. Mel, please, why don't you share with the audience today, what are you most looking forward to in the Hot Take Tournament tonight?
Taking JJ down. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What did I do?
JJ promises to be a formidable competitor. Let's go ahead and meet JJ right now. JJ, where are you from, and what are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm looking to be entertained by all you fools, and then to obliterate you with my hot take.
Hot take.
I love it. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, JJ. And last but not least, Breton, who is typically on tour, but right now he is here on the Hot Take Tournament. Brent, welcome to the show. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good, man. I'm not on tour. I'm not happy about it. But there we are. We're here.
Hey, well, we are happy that you are here. We're happy you are a part of the show. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 minute on the clock, and we are going to kick this thing off forwardly. But hold on. Before that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to officially welcome all of us to the Hot Take Tournament.
Oh,
you got fire? You got fire?
Wow.
Dude, you got fire behind you. That is incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, round number 1 is on the clock. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Halloween is in their rearview mirror, but the trademark dish from the second spookiest holiday, the first one being Easter, is year-round. Your round one topic is candy. Dean Blundell, 1 minute on the clock. Give me your hottest take about candy.
I fucking love Halloween candy, and everybody that says that they don't or says that they don't pinch it from their fucking kids is wrong. Now, here's the thing. When you have kids, you have to institute something called the Halloween tax. Now, the Halloween tax is really simple. What you do when your kids come home is you dump all their shit on the floor, and you go through and take all the stuff you like. With me, it's the O'Henrys first, Kit Kat second, hate the fucking candy corn, not taking the pencils or the coloring books. And by the way, if you give those out, you're a huge doucher, like a massive doucher. The kids, when they see those pencils, they look at you, and they look at you putting that pencil in their bag, and they think, what a piece of shit. To a kid, every kid thinks the exact same fucking thing. So, if you're a smart parent, what you're going to do is take your kids' candy as soon as they bring it in the house, leave them with the shit. Do I have to take up the whole minute, Chris? You weren't specific. Leave them with the shit, but don't forget, pass it off like you're checking for safety.
That is Dean Blundell.
Thank you.
Hottest take about candy. Thank you so much, Dean. We're keeping the train.
I just want to say one thing before we keep going. And this fucking contest was made for a bullshit artist like me.
This is a this bullshit art. It's the WrestleMania of bullshit artistry. Let's keep the train on the tracks. JJ, you were next. The topic is still candy. 1 minute on the clock. JJ, spitfire.
The introduction of candy to children at such a young age is the catalyst for the destruction of society. It teaches bad lessons from jump. What the fuck are you giving kids candy for? Look, I got candy. This motherfucker doesn't have candy. I got the candy. So now you've created a divide. You've created a separation, division among children. What is wrong with you? Why would you give currency to division and hatred? And racism and sexism, because you know the boys are going to hoard all the money, and you know it's going to be the white boys. The white boys aren't going to share the candy with the girls and the boys and people of color. It's detrimental that you take candy away from kids. Throw it in the fire. Burn the candy. Be done with it so that we can proceed as a unified community and society. Save the world. Get rid of candy.
That was JJ.
Wow.
With a fire take on candy.
Really well done.
So much, JJ. Well done.
I love how he turned Halloween into a racist exercise. Candy is outrageous.
Yeah, like how do you even
2020,
follow
man.
that?
All right. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, the topic is still candy. We're still in round one where optimism reigns supreme. Please welcome to the arena. This is Brent. Brent, give us your hottest take on candy.
All right, I'm coming out to the cancel culture motherfuckers on the candy. All right, so now we're into a space of candy and Halloween where we have to start trying to find the homes that are serving the vegan candy and all the different candies that don't have nuts, and there's milk chocolate in that. Oh, I've got a gluten allergy, I can't do this, I can't do that. It's always the fucking parents leading that charge, because no 3-year-old is on the vegan gluten train unless they've been fucking taught this bullshit. Candy and religion, one and the same. They both fucking go together. Your kid just wants a candy bar, and if you don't want him to have one with fucking nuts and you want him without milk because you're a fucking vegan and blah blah blah, you're in the wrong business. It's all about the kids. Take your shit out. Fucking make it all about the fucking candy. For fuck's sakes, leave the shit out of it.
Scorching fire from Brent. Really nice work. Yeah, please take a sip of that coffee. I know you need it. I know you love it. And I need and love one more contestant to give us their hottest take. Welcome to the arena, y'all.
She's shitting her pants too, by the way.
Mel, 1 minute on the clock. Your hottest take on candy. Go.
Look, I think the thing about candy, I don't understand why men don't understand. The key to my heart is candy. Like, why aren't you providing candy all the fucking time? I don't get it. I've made it fucking very obvious, very simple. This is the thing I want most. Give me the sweets. Give it to me all the time. Why don't you listen to that? It's the most basic thing. The key to my heart is literally candy. That's it.
Mike
Well
dropped.
done. Well done.
Well
She,
done.
you know what she used? She
I
used
can't
her
follow
hot.
those ones.
No, you used your hotness against the candy. That's what she did.
Candy
All right,
is a
ladies
hot
and
take
gentlemen.
euphemism for something else in that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first round of the Hot Take Tournament. And I got good news for all of our contestants. You have survived one more topic here because we're going to start making cuts after our next round. These takes
boy.
are all hot fire, though. I love what you're dealing
I got to
at.
do this
But-
again?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
we got
what?
4 rounds, Dean.
Can I just
4
judge
rounds.
with you? I want to just judge with you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, our next topic.
Oh
This
my
is our
God.
DeanBlundell.com sponsored topic because if you've been watching, you've been reading the blogs at DeanBlundell.com, you know recently that the most insane road rage incident happened, perhaps of all time. So in honor of my favorite blog post on DeanBlundell.com this week, I need to know your hot takes about road rage. The clock is dipping down a little bit. There's 45 seconds per contestant this round. JJ, road rage, go.
I'm all for road rage, and I'll tell you why. Because I'll be damned if a red light is going to tell me what to do. And green light, fuck you. What are you looking at? Why are all these signs, all these fucking rules, man? I pay my taxes. I work hard. I'm a black man living in Toronto.
Oh my God.
Just fucking let me drive how I want to drive. Listen, and besides that, if everybody would just be a little bit more courteous to each other, right? And forget the rules, then everybody would calm down a little bit. It's the signs that are turning everybody into rage monsters on the street. Fuck, too many signs, too many rules, like my sex life.
I love it. JJ, really nice work. He's all for road
Yeah.
rage. That is a definition.
That was a hell of a way to
hot
start.
Take.
Yeah.
Let's go to our
I'm
next
all for
contestant
road
here.
rage.
Dean Blundell, you are up next. Road rage, 45 seconds.
Road rage. I happen to love it as well. And here's why. Because there are times when you're on the road and you're on the highway, whether you're merging, trying to merge, and you can't merge or you won't let someone else merge. That's when the best of our fucking personalities come out. That's when every trigger for me and everything that's happened during my day comes out. That's when I become the worst fucking person in the world. And for whatever reason, I'm a fucking obsessive about it. To the point where I've followed guys home 30 kilometers out of my way just to
10
beat the
seconds.
shit out of their tailpipe. And it's not because I'm an asshole. It's just because it feels good. It's cathartic. So a little
Time.
road rage isn't the worst.
All right, thank you so much, Dean. Following people home and admitting it live on the internet's
Richmond
new
Hill,
favorite
10 years ago.
comedy
Totally do it.
debate show. All right, we're still on road rage. We have 2 cars left on this highway. Brenton, you are next. Road rage, go. 45 seconds.
Road rage is a byproduct of a Christian household. So this is where I'm going to go with this. You've been handed a book. You've been handed a book from the get-go, right out of the womb. You've been handed a book of rules to follow. Within that house, you're constantly being yelled at to follow the rules of the book. So road rage lends itself to driving down the street, a bunch of people not following the rules of a book. Most angry people, road rage people, most angry people are Christians. I'm leaving it at that.
I love it. He left 10 seconds on the clock, but he also left no stone unturned. Brent really went for the throat on that one. And we have one more person to go. Mel, are you ready to give us your hot take on road rage?
I'm ready.
45 seconds, go.
Okay, so I'm gonna be the lone wolf in the room. I'm totally don't like road rage. I'm totally against it. It is ruining humanity. I mean, would you ever just stand beside someone in a room and go, "Fuck you, asshole"? No, you wouldn't do that. You would not do that. Why do we feel compelled to do that when we're in a car and we think it's okay? It is ruining humanity as we know it.
There
Really
it
good
is.
job.
There
That
it
was
is.
great.
Thank you so much, Mel. You know, I never would have thought in a million years that the minority on the road rage topic would have been being against road rage. Everyone else was absolutely for road rage, and that's the exact kind of ridiculous shit you're going to get from the Hot Take Tournament. Thank you to all of our contestants for round number 1. It is time to make our very first cut. But don't fear, don't worry. You were just joining me in the pit of hell over here. You're going to be a jury member, and that means you get to make commentary and help me decide who the next cut is going to be. And I've crunched the numbers over here. It was a tight call, but unfortunately, my man Brent, you're going to be joining me in the pit of
Fucking
hell.
asshole.
Way to go. All right.
I see what's going on here. I pick on the fucking Bible and you
Yeah.
put me in the pits of hell.
No,
You know
it's
what?
got nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Absolutely nothing to do with it. I thought you were great. But the problem
Listen to
is
me.
that someone has to go, and you were just weaker than the pros.
I'm
That's
weak
it.
by trade, but I
No,
fucking
we've got
I know
two
what's
pros
going on
here, and then some bullshit artist. You're gonna lose every
Brent,
time.
I absolutely adored.
God damn it, Chris Trew.
I absolutely adored your takes, and I need your perspective on.
Fair enough. By the way, I'm not for road rage. I'm blaming anger.
Hey, I totally get it. Hey, why don't we move
Moving
on?
on, let's go.
Round number 2. This time, 30 seconds. A mere 30 seconds to spit the hottest take. Are you ready to hear the round number 2 topic?
Yes.
I heard a hell yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, picture this. The alarm clock goes off. Your eyes peel open. The darkness outside is sobering. You turn your alarm off, but the clock is still ticking. There is a sunrise to catch, and if you don't hustle, then this will all be for nothing. Your topic for this next round is waking up early to see a sunrise. I want your 30 seconds hot take on waking up early to see a sunrise. Dean Blundell, the clock is on. Begin.
Waking up early to see a sunrise might be the most pointless exercise on the fucking planet. Here's why. You know it's going to come up. It does every single fucking day that you're alive. And when there's clouds, it won't. That's just fucking science. So if you're stupid enough to destroy your sleep, just enough to get up to watch something that's going to happen every day for the rest of your natural born fucking life, go ahead. I won't be.
Dean Blundell, the take, waking up to see the sunrise
Thank
is the
you.
dumbest fucking thing you could do. I love that take. Let's keep this train going. Mel, you're up next. Your hot take on waking up to see a sunrise.
The dumbest thing you can do, it could be the last thing you do. It could be your last sunrise. You're not guaranteed the next 24 hours. Why would you miss the most beautiful thing that has been created? A sunrise. Do you know what kind of lighting you can get for a selfie with a sunrise? This shit is important. It's not stuff that you should miss. You don't have infinite days. You have to see the sunrise. Get up early, see it. That's when all the yogis get up. That's when all of the energy in the world is getting up. You got to be a part of that. You're missing out if not. You got to be a part of it.
Time.
Good
Wow.
job. I like that one.
Beautiful rebuttal from Mel.
She really
There's
stretched it out there. She took a different tack than I did.
There's room for one more taker in this round. You know him, you love him. JJ, give us your hot take on waking up early to see the sunrise. 30 seconds.
I'm all about getting up early to see the sunrise because what is the biggest constraint of man right now? It's time. And the longer you're awake is the longer you have for opportunities to receive sex. So get up, be awake, because you just increase your chances of being awake for sex. That's it. Simple as that.
Wow. JJ.
4 hours in a day, more sex.
You got to take me out.
JJ,
I
thank
think
you
gotta
so
take
much.
me out.
All right, Brent, we have some work to do now. We have to somehow take these 3 takes about getting up early to watch the sunrise, and we have to eliminate somebody. I appreciated all of these takes. Did one stand out in particular for you, Brent?
Well, I think JJ made a really great point about more hours in the day. So he's moving to the safe island for me because the more hours that you can get in the day, I think that is good.
I love that. So you're going with the productivity angle there. It's very important.
Going to productivity, I'm gonna throw JJ into the safe island.
I love that. Okay, now we have to make one more cut here. It's between Dean Blundell, who said that he absolutely hated it and he thought it was one of the dumbest things you could possibly do, and Mel, who took, let's say, the opposite side of that same coin. She thought it was beautiful. She thought it produced a wonderful selfie. She had a lot of really lovely things to say about it.
First, she
So-
thought it produced great selfies.
So Brent.
So, well, I mean, I think Mel just recently announced that she's in love. So currently, right now, she's enjoying probably the sunset. Either wake up or go to sleep, and it's very romantic, which is why she's floored. But I am curious if she has the same take when she's single. Dean's just this is just sticking to the Dean model. So I'm gonna go because I'm very Dean. I'm moving you off the island.
All right.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. Dean, have no fear. You are just joining Brent in the pit of hell.
Boy.
I
thought you were judging too, Chris.
No, well, you are the primary judge here. I'm hosting right now. Okay?
Yeah. Dude, we're working out the fucking kinks, Brent.
Dean, you are joining Brent in the pit of hell. You can't win the show, but you can still win over the hearts, minds, bodies, and souls of all of our viewers. The winning possibility is down to two people. Special guest JJ, special guest Mel, going one-on-one.
Well, look how that happened.
In the final round.
Didn't mean it. We didn't,
round.
dude. Hold it. Mel, JJ. None of this. We didn't prearrange the outcome. Like it wasn't us going, hey, let's put these two on the hot seat and see how they do.
All right.
My back's just as sweaty as yours.
All right.
nailed it, by the way.
The final round of the hot take tournament is here. Are you ready for your topic?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Look, I'm thankful for this show. I'm thankful for our finalists, for our producers. I'm even thankful for the jury. I'm thankful their actions have led to them being incapable of winning tonight's show, while also being directly responsible for crowning the champion.
So fucking positive, Chris.
Thankfulness is in the air. Now, with American Thanksgiving right around the corner, I'm more thankful than ever. Now, I know we have some Canadians in the show, but that being said, our final round is specifically not Thanksgiving in general, specifically American Thanksgiving, because Canada, you guys already had yours. Your final round, American Thanksgiving. Give me your hottest take. JJ, you're on the clock. 30 seconds.
Let me just say out the box here that gratitude in general is overrated and bullshit. I see right through it. You lying bastards. Look, we know who you are, America. We watch TV. We've been watching the shit show that is your country. We know you're not grateful for anything right now. You are desperate. You're attention-seeking, egotistical, narcissistic, dumb fucks. All of you. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I know you're in the States, but you guys aren't gratitude. You guys don't know about gratitude or thankfulness. You morons.
Oh my goodness, AJ, you had miles, kilometers on that one. I know you did. Thank you so much for your time. And hey, I live here. I don't rep it though. I don't go around wearing a USA jersey. I understand. We do have one more take to get to here before we crown.
But hold it. Way to make it uncomfortable, JJ. That was incredible. Live for shit like that. You're just sewering the United States, and Chris is like
it just
smack
dawned
dab
on me
in the
like
middle of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey, Chris, you just saw that's how angry Canadians get right there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm at the very bottom of the map, but there was one place in the States that wasn't really the United States. You got to say it's New Orleans, Louisiana. We're just right. Barely hanging on, okay? All right. Mel, the final take of the evening. Give me your hottest take on American Thanksgiving. 30 seconds on the clock.
I mean, I don't know how to follow that one at all, but I'll just say this. Joe Biden, period. Just be grateful and thankful for that. Joe Biden. That's my answer. That's my hot take.
That's a hot take.
That's it.
It's a hot take.
The hot take is that Joe Biden is the new mascot for America.
There you go. Exactly.
Joe Biden is a turkey. How about that? All right. Thank you so much, Mel. Thank you so much, JJ. I can barely hang on to this show. It is too hot in here. Let's figure out who is going home tonight's winner. Before we do that, I want to get our newest member of the journey, Dean. What are some of your initial thoughts on our final two contestants here, JJ and Mel, and their takes?
My thoughts are that I completely underestimated both of these two. Losing to a guy who just 5 seconds ago said he was built for this shit. I lost to two very, very good competitors. So let me just put that out there. I knew I would. It wasn't my intention to put them on the spot, even though they're both incredibly fucking uncomfortable right now. but you did great.
Yes.
JJ, I'm really impressed with both of you guys, but you seem to really you seem to really come alive with that last question.
Yeah, rage just under the surface most of the time.
From all the television you've been watching and all the things you've been seeing come across the television, so it's easily understandable. And Mel, just singing Joe Biden's praises. Just a quick question though: is there anything about Joe Biden that is not attractive when it comes to an older man? Yes or no? I say no. I think Joe Biden's like the best looking senior citizen male on the planet.
He's all right. Yeah.
Or is he too old? Is he too old to even get into that wheelhouse there?
He's a little old for me, but
Okay.
he's all right. The only thing that's not attractive is just when he loses his words from time to time.
Right.
I
Some
mean,
spit or some spit
in
rolls out of his mouth.
comparison to what was there, I mean,
Yeah.
shit, he's
It's
Brad Pitt.
much better.
But
But I'm going to have to go with JJ. I'm sorry, Mel. I'm going to have to go with JJ.
No, it's fine.
I thought, and the great news is JJ has to do 5 extra minutes of this as a grand
Wow.
prize.
No. All right. Thank you so much, Dean.
That
Cast
would be the
a vote
best.
for JJ Breton on tour. Why don't you toss your feedback here? Go ahead and let us know how you felt about that last round, and then please cast your vote.
Yeah, Dean mentioned that he thought they were both uncomfortable, but I'd wager that that's as comfortable as I've seen JJ since we've met him on the network here, going for the jugular on our American friends. So very happy with that hot take from him. Mel's just making a general point on behalf of all Canadians, just saying thank you. So for the hot take, go for the jugular. I got to give it to JJ tonight, but Mel, nice take.
All right.
Well done.
Hey, big round of applause to our winner, JJ, our runner-up, Mel. Your silver medal is in the mail. JJ, the parade is being scheduled as we speak. And of course, a big thank you, some good old-fashioned American gratitude for Dean Blundell and Brent, our members of the jury. Thank you so much for holding it down and helping us crown a winner. JJ, for the final thing of the evening.
There's a final thing.
I mean, no,
I'm just trying to relax now.
No, you can still relax on me. I just want you
Okay.
to take a little bit of a victory lap as the hot take champion. Where does this fit on your list of accomplishments as a human being on the planet Earth?
Bottom of the barrel.
Absolutely.
Best thing I've ever done in my life.
I absolutely love it. Ladies and
Ridiculous.
gentlemen, big ups to JJ. This has been the Hot Take Tournament, part of the DeanBlundell.com family of podcast shows, the blog. Check it all out. My name is Chris Trew. Thank you for watching the dumbest/smartest game show on the internet.
There you go, Chris Trew.
Chris Trew.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Trew, Melanie Martin, JJ LaBorde, and Brenton on tour. Guys, thanks for doing this. Thanks for being part of the podcast. Don't forget to check out JJ and Mel. They've got Unfiltered with JJ and Melanie at DeanBlundell.com, wherever you get your fine podcasts. On Patreon, too, I believe, as well.
Yep.
And I was shocked.
Patreon.com.
You guys were talking about masturbation either this week or the week before. A lot about masturbation.
Probably
I feel like we
of-
talked about it a lot.
a lot of conversations about masturbating, which I got to tell you, piqued
What's
my
your
interest.
hot take?
It's awesome. My hot take is that it's awesome. It's the best. I'm surprised I'm not totally blind. Anyway, check it out. Unfiltered with JJ and Melanie at DeanBlundell.com, wherever you get your fine podcast. Brenton on tour, his 50th. Congratulations, dude.
What?
50th.
Thanks, buddy.
Congrats.
Thanks. Couldn't have done it without you, man. Thanks for having me here and all your team for all the help and all this stuff. So yeah,
You're
50.
the team, dude. You're like
50 episodes. Well, I know the team. 50 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exciting.
50 episodes. Really, really good. Renee Paquette, who is also pregnant. You just interviewed her. That was terrific.
She dropped a bit. She dropped her brand new podcast to millions on the name of it on my show, which was pretty awesome of her. But she held back the pregnancy news to yesterday. So
Yeah.
so that was cool. But I got it. Funny thing is I got hammered on the afterwards. I got a whole bunch of people that came back and re-listened to that interview, seeing if she dropped it on there. So
Oh,
congrats.
did you really? Yeah, yeah. Because I saw that on Twitter the other day. She was pregnant
Yeah.
with former
Yeah, yeah.
WWE diva in her
Oh my
podcast. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Anyway, so awesome. Thanks, guys. Chris Trew, A Good Morning to Gamble is the name of his podcast. You can get it at DeanBlundell.com and Apple iTunes, wherever you go. Who's on this week? Who did you sewer this week? And what craziness did you put in your gambling this week?
Well, this week on the podcast, I had I interviewed my first correspondent on the ground in Las Vegas. So I had a job interview with someone over there. But I'm about to record. I'm about to record this week's episode of Blind Lines, where I just, I stay away from looking at the lines and I make snap judgments, quick reactions, gut instinct bets based off my first time seeing the lines. And I'm about to record that, and you'll be able to hear that tomorrow. And
That's
by
awesome.
the way, I'm 7-1 the past 2 weeks on bets since I started posting my bets on DeanBlundell.com. Every Friday, the Friday forecast, I make 4 bets, and
Right.
I'm 7-1 the past 2 weeks. Check the archives, baby.
Yeah, I will.
Right
I'm going
on,
to do it.
right on.
And JJ Mel, you guys, sorry, you just recorded your podcast yesterday, is correct?
Yes, our 51st podcast.
God damn it. I lost.
51. Yeah, we record every Wednesday, release on Thursday. We call Thursday Friday Junior. It's an old throwback thing from radio. It's kind of my legacy. And
You didn't say our legacy, your legacy.
No, it's mine. It's
Does
all
it
me.
come with that
Yeah.
funny little jingle that people make fun of you for?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talk about this week. We talk about Rage Against the Machine and did they or did they not sell out? Ball sacks are heavily featured in this week's episode.
Why?
No, it's not ball sacks that were heavily featured. It's your gray hairs on your balls.
Well,
17 of them, I think you said.
right.
you
yeah.
counted your gray ball hair?
All right. Well, you have to tune in and listen.
Well, no, I'm just asking you now because you're here. It's convenient.
Yeah. It's
You don't
it's
shave?
a bit of a long story. Well, you got to tune in. You got to tune in.
That's
unfiltered.
how you do that. You just
Yeah,
shave
Melanie.
and they go away,
All right.
right?
I
the
didn't
same.
know that I hadn't shaved in a while, and then I just realized, holy shit, I'm really gray down here.
Gray balls.
Yeah.
Lord Gray Balls.
That's right.
Do-
That's
do you
a good
have-
name.
Do you
I
have
like
any,
that.
Lord Gray Balls, do you have any gray hair on your chest?
I don't have any chest hair. I'm
No?
hairless up top. Yeah.
Are you really? Just the
I have-
ball hair, eh? That's incredible. If you
Yep.
can you grow hair, and all due respect, can you grow hair on the top?
A little bit. I'm thinning on the top.
What
so I
happens if
just
you
took
grew it?
off.
Would it be gray?
Look, stop touching your hair and shoving it in my face, you narcissistic bastard. I know you have a glorious mane. You're wonderful.
It's going too, dude. It's going all the way up.
Is it?
Yeah, oh yeah, fuck, for sure it is. I'm fascinated that you guys covered his ball hair on your podcast. That's
So am
fucking
I.
great. Yeah.
So am I.
Yeah, it's like the
I
least
now
most.
know he has 17 of them.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
We're all gone now.
Not anymore. I'll tell
Yeah.
you that. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it. Check out Unfiltered with Melanie and JJ, and check out Brenton's 50th podcast. He's one behind.
No, 51 now because 54 because we got the Kids on the Escalator podcast. Can I wrap that in there too?
No.
No.
Fuck's sakes, then it's 51.
Yeah, Kids in the Escalator with Chris Machete, which you can also find. It's great. They do the Mandalorian review, and they put me on
Oh,
for the
shit.
Borat review, and I was really good.
Okay.
Just saying.
Debatable, clearly.
No, I was good, guy.
You're great. It was fantastic.
I think I made it.
You did.
Probably.
Yeah.
I probably did. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sort of does. But thanks, guys, for appreciate you doing this. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having us on, man.
All right, Melanie Martin,
Thanks, man.
JJ LaBorde, Breton Donnelly, Chris Trew on the Dean Blundell Show here at DeanBlundell.com, brought to you by our friends at Blue Microphones, the Show Us Your Pod contest. We want your podcast on the network, and we're looking for you. So all you got to do is go and cut and paste your podcast name, where we can find it. Go and enter at DeanBlundell.com. Click on the Show Us Your Pod contest badge right on the front page. Take you all the way through. It's super easy to do, too. You just leave your name, phone number, and stuff. We'll get in touch with you. Did you see those That Toronto guys today, Sean? Those they put out this this promo trying to bribe me so they could win the contest. I was like, I'll do it. I'm not above. Yeah, dude. If someone wants to give me a bunch of money to win a contest on a platform that I own, I don't think it's wrong.
Who's
don't.
more of a Toronto guy than you, my friend?
Well, lots of people. I don't even like the Leafs, really. Fuck them.
North Toronto.
Yeah,
I'll
North
give you
Toronto.
that.
GTA. I'm a GTAer. I'm a 905er. Anyway, go to the Show Us Your Pod contest and enter to win. And you could win a brand new Blue Yeti X microphone, the one that we use here, the official microphone of DeanBlundell.com. These headphones and a mic arm get you all set up. New podcast gear, courtesy of our friends at Blue Microphones. Owner's Box Fantasy Sports, premier fantasy sports playing, fully customizable. And right now you get $100 bonus cash when you sign up. Super easy to do. Takes you like 30 seconds, all self-contained stuff. You want to have fun. You want to play some fantasy. If you do it already and you're already betting and you're already playing and the dailies are drilling your bank account, Weekly Fantasy Sports is where it's at because you can play all week, same diff, but they'll push it into a couple more weeks for you. So you can play with Owner's Bucks. You can also play with that bonus cash, and you get $100 just to sign up when you put in your own $100. It's super easy to do. Ownersbox.com. Make Sundays fun again, for crying out loud. Ed's Fine Imports. Get Gitch. He has them. Best underwear on the planet. Luxury boxer briefs for men. I'm going to send some to JJ. He'll love them. Cover all. I don't know if you get all that nut hair in there. Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we want you to have Ed's Gitch. Great for Christmas, too, because you don't really have to do anything. Go to edsfineimports.com. Use promo code GITCH3. Order some underwear for that loved one who identifies as male or is a male, or used to think he was one or wants to be one. I don't really care. If they wear these underwear, you want to get them for your friends because they're the most comfortable Gitch on the planet. Gitch from edsfineimports.com. Gitch3 is your promo code. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You can get us and sign up for a newsletter at deanblundell.com. That's it for me. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye.